What's up guys, we're back with One Day at a Time, and today's video I want to talk about how to become a YouTube vlogger, the equipment that you need and the steps that you need to go through to become one. First off, you need a YouTube account, which mostly everyone already have, a camera or a phone, a microphone, a tripod, a editing software, and lastly a laptop or a desktop like the one I have behind me. Yes, before I get going, I just want a quick introduction. My channel is One Day at a Time. Literally, this is a new journey for me, and I don't know where it's gonna take me. So I figure I was just gonna have to live through it one day at a time and not worry about the rest or where I might end up with this journey. Yes, of course, I know why me, why this video. There are tons, literally thousands of video on YouTube on how to become a vlogger, how to start with YouTube, how to start vlogging, how to become a YouTuber. There are tons, I know, I understand that. But there are two reasons why I'm doing this video. One is because this is a how-to video. I will explain that later on so you understand. If you're watching this as a beginner, you probably don't get that concept yet. How to, remember that keyword, how to. And secondly is not like all the other video, the other 999 video. They have been through what I'm going through now. They have been through what you're going through now, and they're gonna give a feedback from a pro perspective. So a lot of time when they go back and do this video, they don't know the frustration that we're going through. They don't, I mean they know, but they're not in the exact shoe. Sometimes they overshadow things, sometimes they forget because it's been a while since they are labeled as a beginner, as someone who trying to look for answers. That's why I'm doing this video, because I think this time around I am giving tips from a beginner to another beginner. So I can feel what you're feeling right now, your frustration, your experience, if there is any. To make a long story short, we are on the same boat, so we will connect better, as in like looking for answers and stuff like that. As of right now, I am 3 months into my journey. As you can see when you're watching this, most likely you can automatically see like I have under 50 subscribers. All my video have under 100 views. And okay, but that's fine. Like I said, one day at a time. I'm not stressing about it. I'm not giving up. I'm still going strong. I set out a goal and I'm gonna chase it. As you're watching this video, you are doing the same thing. So I feel your pain. I feel your frustration. But I'm here to help with my 3-month experience. And I'm assuming most of the stuff that I say you're gonna run into very shortly, within days, within weeks. But alright, so let's get going. First off, I want to start off with equipment, and then later on I'll give you guys all the tips and strategy that I have picked up during this 3-month journey. Okay, so first off, of course, camera. This is a standard camera setup right here. The lens is zoom in and out. You can go with any brand, Canon, Panasonic, Lumix. They all do the same job. They all as equally nice. It just come down to whatever brand you're comfortable with. There are different budgets in every brand, but this is a standard setup. There's a microphone up top and a camera. Microphone, why is it important? Because without the microphone, when you do any of your content, it's gonna sound like you're talking from the next room over. It's gonna sound like you're talking from way in the background. So right now, as you're hearing me, that's the microphone picking up. And in front of me, I have a similar setup. I'll show you with the similar setup with a different looking mic, but it does the same job. So yes, so a microphone is important. You don't want to put a lot of time and effort into your content and then the sound quality is horrible, and for that reason half of your viewers gonna click off for that reason. Because put yourself in their perspective. If there are 10 hundreds other video on similar subject and you have bad sound quality, why would they not click out and then go into a different one with a better sound quality? And yes, you will need a tripod, because everywhere you go, you're gonna need to hold your camera on something rather than just directly hold it from it. It's not really ideal. A tripod would help you hold it when you're walking around like this, or when you want to set it down on the table. You bend it to a different angle. You can wrap it around poles, branches. It is very important, and I say it's a must-have. I figure if I don't have it, this content is not possible. It's different, bigger, durable, more heavy-duty. It's a must-have. It go different length. So yes, tripod. So far, tripod, microphone, camera is a must-have. Camera you can replace with your phone. That's no problem. And then next off, editing software. What I want to share from my own experience. Editing software is the step that is going to slow you down versus all the other one. The microphone, no problem. You do a little bit of research or watching a little bit product review. So the difference between this and the smaller one. The smaller one, it doesn't require battery, 9 volt. And this one, every time you turn on, it's stronger. It pick up more sound. It's more sensitive versus your vocal, but every time you turn it on, every time you start vlogging, every time you turn on the camera, you have to remember to turn it on. If you don't really turn it on, you're gonna do your whole vlogging without audio, and you don't want that. The smaller one is not battery operated. You could just plug it into the mic jack, and it will automatically turn on and off as you're using your camera. That's the difference. So it depends on your preference. See, that's the thing, that this is the difference. I'm sharing all this from a 3-month experience, and all my mistake, like it's still here, you know, like I'm not talking from a pro perspective like a year later or 1 million subscriber later, 1,000 subscriber later. All the mistake that you might be experiencing soon is still happening to me right now. So just a quick tip, think twice, do once. That's the best advice I can give you throughout this journey. Like you see, I have a tripod here, a tripod, that one that I'm using right now, and this one here, because yes, I made that mistake. I didn't think twice and do once. I went out and just do, and eventually, yes, the durable one costs like extra 20 bucks. We'll only have to buy once. Going with these, or the one that I'm using right now in front of me, like all the mechanical on it, it will loosen up. This one, if your camera equipment is too heavy, the bulb top that let you twist things around, it's not, eventually it's gonna get loose, and then the camera keep on falling to an angle like that as you're using it. So now I'm not even using this for camera anymore. I just use this for my phone. You plug your phone on here. So I just use it for my phone now. But originally I bought this for the camera and it's no good. Same thing with the one that I'm using right now. At first, all the mechanical work, you could tilt whatever direction now you want, and then now half of the mechanic on it don't work. So I can only use it for one position only, and whatever that one position that I set down, that's it. It stays like that. But this one I got recently, very durable, very nice looking, very boss looking. All the mechanical work really well, twist, turn. From the way everything right now currently is not gonna go down anytime soon. Like, so think twice, do once. So yes, next off I want to talk about editing software. And again, this is very important because from my 3-month experience, this is the stuff that slowed me down a lot. Without this editing software process, I would probably be on my 4th month experience already. And what I mean by that is, when you get to this step, you're gonna feel intimidated of making a decision, because everything else is pretty standard. A camera you need, a camera you have dealt with before. A microphone you might not, but it's pretty obvious. It's pick up your vocal, and it's not hard to understand. But the editing software, there are many types, and it costs about $300. And you don't want to make a $300 decision and end up not knowing how to use it, because if you don't have an editing background, a beginner perspective, most people don't. So it comes down to you're afraid to commit to spending that $300, and that program might not be the right program for you, or you might not know how to use it because you don't have an editing software background, which I did not. I had to go through a month doing a lot of research, a lot of homework, watching a lot of tutorials before I made my final decision to settle down on a purchase on a software. There are many types, 3 from the top of my head: Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, and iMovie. iMovie is actually free if you own Apple product. I tried it. I didn't really like it. I have a hard time figuring out all the features and all the component on it. So I end up settling with Final Cut Pro for several reasons. One is I find myself easy to find access for information and tutorial on YouTube. And 2 is I notice whenever I watch, like I said, this type of video that you're watching right now, there are tons of video on how to become a blogger, how to choose editing software. So I notice all the top pros, or all the well-known, all the well-established vlogger, as they do a tutorial, they always have Final Cut Pro in their background, like on their desktop, on their laptop. So I figure if that's what they are using, after going through trial and error, after trying all the software to see which one they like and stuff like that, most of them settle with Final Cut Pro. So I figure that think twice, do once concept, just go ahead and settle with Final Cut Pro. And from there, I did a lot of homework, watched a lot of tutorial before I actually make the purchase. and it took me almost a month to do that. So my tip is just go for it, do it as you go along. Whatever you stuck at, whatever the problem may be, like how to merge two screens together, how to overlap audio, how to overlap video, how to do split screen. As you run into it, YouTube is your answer. Just open up YouTube, type in how to overlap, and it'll show you A to Z, step to step, very clear. That's how I have been doing it. So and most likely that is how you will end up doing it too. So don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, don't wait, don't delay. Just go ahead and shoot for the moon. Just go ahead and settle down on editing software, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro. Decide on one and make the purchase and go for it. Lastly is a laptop or a desktop for you to operate the editing software on and load all your content onto the laptop. So I went through all the equipment. I'm gonna go through the thing that I have learned up to this point, which is 3 months into my journey. The tips that I want to share with you guys too, so you guys don't go through the same thing, making the same mistake. Once again, think twice, do once, or think 3 times and do once. It's gonna save you money, it's gonna save you time. When you're shooting content, make notes, have a plan, chart out all your keyword and all that stuff, because it only take you extra 5 seconds to repeat what you're saying. If you messed up, say if you stutter or if you go like it only take you an extra 5 seconds to rephrase that sentence, versus like if you let it go and then trying to fix it later on the editing software. It's gonna take you a lot longer than that. It's gonna take you something like a stutter, something like that, and you're trying to cut it out. It's gonna take you anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds to fix it. So it's better to fix it at the beginning rather than wait until later. You can easily just delete that clip and record a new clip. I have done all that already within my 3-month journey, so I'm sharing that with you now so you can take that shortcut. Go into the content, go into shooting that clip, have a plan. And once you messed up, just redo it right away. It's gonna save you tons of time. I mean, when I first started, my first month or so, every video that I was editing, it take me from 8 to 10 hours per video, which is insanity. Yes, it's gonna take you a long time as a beginner, it will. But if you're taking all this tip that I'm giving you right now, you can avoid that 10 hours, you can avoid that 8 hours. The cleaner you keep it while you're shooting, is the better your future self is gonna thank you, your present self while he's editing. And this is my last tip before I let you guys go, is eventually you guys gonna come across to running out of content. What kind of content will you create? As a beginner, mostly everyone have been doing what I've been doing, because I'm still a beginner, so I have been doing that. I'm still doing that actually. Your content is gonna be super wide. It's gonna be wide. It's gonna be like cooking tutorial. It's gonna be tips. It's gonna be strategy. It's gonna be about life hack. It's gonna be performance, like you singing or telling story, product review. It's gonna be very, very wide, and eventually you're gonna find yourself narrowing down as you go along. I'm not sure if you can take shortcut on that or you have to go through it for yourself to find out. Most likely you have to go through it to find out, because you wanna offer your audience, your viewer, a wide product, and then from there, you're gonna monitor your views and comment and all that stuff to see what kind of audience you attract, what kind of audience you draw in. You wanna focus moving forward, going toward that direction. Because let's say you're doing a cooking tutorial, you have hundreds of views, and you're doing a product review, you have 10 viewers. So why would you wanna keep on doing product reviews? You know, like that's not the type of audience you draw in. Eventually, when you pick up 1 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers, you can do whatever you want, because 10% of 1 million, you're still getting 100,000 viewers. And that's fine. Once you blow up, you can do whatever you want, but as right now, as a beginner, to keep your motivation going, to keep your drive going, because if you keep on failing, no one's watching, it's gonna kill your mood, it's gonna kill your motivation, and you're gonna be tempted to wave the white flag, and you don't want that. You have to enjoy it. Don't do it for the audience, don't do it because yes, at the end of the day, the audience is what you're doing it for, but if you're not enjoying the content, you're not gonna be able to keep up. So eventually you're gonna have to wave the white flag anyway. You have to do something that you enjoy, at the same time your audience like it. So if once you find out what that is, you can continue doing and enjoying what you're doing. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Trying to balance it out. You want to do something that sparks their interest, at the same time you like it, so you wake up every morning excited and looking forward to do it. And here's a tip that I learned recently, maybe like 10 to 14 days ago. How to self-promote yourself, and how to grow faster as a channel. How to give your content a title that is attractive to the mass media, to all the people that is typing in the search engine. And I think I just give it up. It's how to. YouTube will might as well rename themselves as how to. Is because it's the how to central. From your own experience, from my experience, recall what was the reason why you turned to YouTube, and what's the first two word that you type into the search engine. Is how to, right? How to become a vlogger, how to build a garden, how to build a chair. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's how to. So when you're making content, think about what the audience is looking for. Again, something that you enjoy. But like, to help your channel grow faster, to help you bring in more views, you want to provide the content that you enjoy doing. At the same time, the content that you're doing, people are looking for it. Like right now, you're looking for how to become a vlogger as a beginner. Remember at the beginning of the video, I told you for two reasons why I'm doing this video, because this is a how-to video. At the same time, I want to share this experience from a beginning to another beginner, which is different from all the other ones. So I figure it's more interesting and it add a different dynamic to it. But anyways, when you're making content, think about the keyword that people are typing in the search engine. It's how to, 10 tips to travel, 10 tips like tips and strategy, like 10 things not to do, 10 things to do. The most dangerous animal, the most beautiful place to visit, must do thing to do when you visit Brazil, when you visit Hong Kong, when you visit Dubai. Think about the keyword people are typing in when they turn to YouTube. Yes, people turn to YouTube to watch music, to watch video, but all those stuff are already copyrighted, so you can't really market those stuff. So do something within your own control, within your own power. Is how to. Remember that. YouTube is actually how to. If you just remember that, your ride through this vlogging journey is gonna be a lot smoother. I'm gonna wrap up my video because I don't want to stretch it too long. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you guys and saved you guys some time, some shortcut, frustration. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like, share, and comment below. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.